Good morning, everyone. So, topic is hormone of GIT. Hormones of GIT. GIT means here gastrointestinal tract. So, gastrointestinal tract generally start from esophagus, esophagus to large intestine, large intestine. So, in between esophagus to large intestine, we have some digestive organs like stomach, stomach and intestine, stomach and intestine. So, like this here, see, this is esophagus and it leads into stomach. That it start small intestine and then see, this is what large intestine, esophagus, this one stomach, and inside here small intestine, small intestine, and this one large intestine. So GI tract start from esophagus to intestine. Here this GI tract, the histology of GI tract, histology or anatomy, anatomy of GI tract means all these organs. So generally GI tract contain four layers. It contain four layers from outer to inner. Here from outer to inner. So there are four layers of GI tract. For example, here, if you look at, if you see here, different layers are present in GI tract. So the outermost layer in GI tract, see this one, and one more layer below the outer layer, and this is the third layer, and this is the fourth layer. Yeah, so like that we have four layers. So in this, the outermost layer of GI tract, this one is called serosa, serosa. So it is the outermost layer in GI tract, outermost layer. And below serosa we have one more layer called muscularis, muscularis layer, and below which we have one more layer, so that is called submucosa, mucosa. And the innermost layer in GI tract, this one is called mucosa. So mucosa is a innermost layer of GI tract, and inside the yeah, mucosa there is a one empty space. See this here, empty space. This empty space is called lumen. It's called lumen. So like that, there are four layers are present in GI tract. So here important note here. So very important point here. So most of the glands, note, most of the glands are located in the mucosa. Very important. So most of the most of the glands are located in the mucosa. For example, in stomach we have one gland. The gland is called gastric gland, and also crypts of in small intestine, duodenum. In small intestine, in small intestine we have three parts: duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. So in that duodenum region there is a gland present. The gland is called intestinal gland. Intestinal gland. And this gland contains two parts. One is crypts of Libercum, Libercum. One more part is called Brunner's gland. Brunner's gland. Here, crypts of Libercum and Brunner's glands. These two parts of the intestinal gland, which is located in the duodenum region of the small intestine. So here, the interesting thing is this crypts of Libercum is present in, or which is located in the mucosa region of the GI tract. But this Brunner glands, which is located in the submucosa. So that is the most important part. Submucosa layer. So here crypts of Lubercun located in mucosa region of the GI tract, but the Brunner's glands of intestinal gland is located in submucosa. So this is the complete information on the anatomy or histology of the GI tract. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. So important point here. Gastrointestinal tract. Gastrointestinal tract or GI tract. GIT. It in mucosa contain this mucosa region of GI tract contain endocrine cells. Endocrine cells. So this endocrine cells function is we secrete hormone. We secrete hormones, and these hormones helps or facilitates for digestion process. The digestion process. So here important point is this GI tract mucosa contain endocrine cell, and these endocrine cell secrete hormones, and these hormones are facilitate or helps in digestion process. Now coming here, so there are various hormones and secreted from the GI tract, and we will discuss the name of the hormones. Like here we will discuss name of the hormones and their source from where we get this hormone, and their target and their function. So let us discuss most important hormone. Here we will discuss each GI tract hormone. First hormone is called gastrin hormone. So the source of gastrin hormone means which is secreted from G cells or goblet cells of stomach. It is a source, and these gastrin hormone which acts on or which stimulate here target acts or stimulate means the target organ is gastric gland. The target is gastric gland, which is located in stomach. Which is located in stomach. To stimulate the to stimulate the secretion of two kind of molecules. There, one is HCl, hydrochloric acid, and one more is pepsinogen enzymes. Pepsinogen enzymes. So these HCl and pepsinogen enzymes are secreted by the stimulation of this gastrin hormone on the gastric gland in stomach. Now coming to second function, second hormone here. So this is the very important hormone, secretin. Secretin hormone. Secretin is the first discovered hormone. It is the discovered first discovered hormone. And this first discovered hormone discovered by two scientists. They are Bayliss and Starling. Bayliss and Starling, these two scientists, they discovered first hormone, that is secretin. And the source of this secretin hormone is duodenum of small intestine. And this secretin hormone acts on exocrine, very very important. This acts on exocrine parts of pancreas, parts of pancreas. So generally pancreas gland, it has two parts, exocrine parts and endocrine parts. So exocrine part generally secrete pancreatic juice, and this juice contain enzymes. But the endocrine parts of the pancreas which secrete hormone like glucagon hormone, insulin hormone. But here the secretin hormone, which the source of the secretin hormone is from duodenum, but this hormone acts on exocrine part only. So remember this exocrine part of pancreas, or this exocrine part of pancreas also called, another name for exocrine part of pancreas is called acini cells. Acini cells of pancreas. Pancreas. For to stimulate, to release very very important molecule, that they are water and bicarbonate ion, HCO3 minus, bicarbonate ion. So this is the importance of secretin hormone. Now we will discuss another important hormone here. So next one is CCK. Yeah. CCK. CCK means cholecystokinin, hormone. Cholecystokinin hormone. And this hormone, it is a dual target hormone. It is a dual target. So it has two target. Hence it called dual target hormone. Those target organs are, one is pancreas, another one is gallbladder. Gallbladder. So here when this CCK hormone which stimulate the pancreas to release pancreatic juice, when this CCK hormone which stimulate the gallbladder, from which bile juice release, bile juice. So we get bile juice from gastric gallbladder and pancreatic juice from pancreas after stimulated by the CCK hormone. But the source of this CCK hormone is from duodenum. Duodenum. So majority of the GIT hormones are source is duodenum. So this is about the CCK hormone. Now coming to one more important hormone. So that is GIP hormone. GIP hormone here. GIP. So here GIP means gastric inhibitory inhibitory peptide inhibitory peptide hormone. So here the source is same like duodenum only. The source of this hormone is from duodenum, and this duodenum from this duodenum hormone, GIP hormone, stimulate stimulate the gastric gland. Here target organ is gastric gland in stomach. Gastric gland to decrease gastric secretion. So gastrin secretion. So to decrease gastric secretion from gastric gland, so GIP hormone play important role. And not only gastric secretion decrease means here inhibit, because if excess amount of gastrin secretion means it leads some problem. So hence, so to stop the excess secretion of gastrin hormone from gastric gland, and this gastric inhibitory peptide hormone play important role. So not only inhibit gastrin secretion but also helps in motility, motility. So this is all about the GIP hormone. Now coming to one more important hormone of GIT, so that is enterokinin hormone here. Enterokinin hormone. So here the source of this hormone same duodenum only, and here this enterokinin hormone which stimulate the Brunner's gland. Very very important. Stimulate the Brunner's gland. So Brunner gland is a part of intestinal gland to release to release or to secrete of water and bicarbonate ion. Water and bicarbonate ion are secreted by action of enterokinase hormone on Brunner glands. Okay. So here, so not enterokinin hormone. Yes, sorry. Sorry, here not enterokinin. Instead of enterokinin, you have to add diokinin hormone. So this function is carried by diokinin hormone. Sorry. So diokinin hormone source is duodenum, and it stimulates the Brunner's gland to release or to secretion of water and bicarbonate ion. Okay. So now we will discuss another important hormone. Yeah, here another important hormone, that is enterokinin or enterokinin. Enterokinin hormone. So this enterokinin hormone, even it is also a source. Duodenum is source. The source of this hormone is duodenum, and this hormone which stimulates the Crips of Libercuns. Crips of Libercun. Types of libercum of intestinal gland. Types of libercum of intestinal gland. To secrete, or to release intestinal juice. Intestinal juice, or also called intestinal juice, also called succus entericus. Succus entericus. So this is all about the enterocrine hormone. And one more hormone we need to discuss. So that is ghrelin hormone. Ghrelin. Ghrelin hormone. So here the ghrelin hormone source is stomach. Source is stomach. This ghrelin hormone is also called hunger hormone. Hunger hormone. Also called hunger hormone. And here this ghrelin hormone which stimulates or acts on hypothalamus brain part, hypothalamus and anterior pituitary gland. It is also act on or stimulate the anterior pituitary gland to release a hormone called growth hormone. To release a growth hormone. To release growth hormone so that it increase appetite. So that it increase the appetite. So here appetite, that's hence this ghrelin hormone is called hunger hormone. Okay, so there is a one more important point. So here leptin. So here about leptin about leptin hormone. So here leptin hormone makes you fullness of stomach, makes you fullness of stomach. It means that which suppress the appetite. This hormone suppress the hunger or appetite. But who promote the hunger or appetite means ghrelin, but it quite opposite to the leptin hormone. So which create or which make the fullness of stomach, hence which suppress the appetite. So this is all about the various gastrointestinal hormone and their sources and their targets and their important roles in GI tract. So this is all about the concept of GIT hormones. So here, um, all right, with this we have completed each and every concept regarding to the GI hormone. So here I am providing three highly important NCERT based MCQs, multi statement questions. So read it and analyze it and drop your answer in comment box here. First MCQs. Yeah, here we have first MCQs. Yeah, see on the screen. Consider the following statement regarding GI tract hormone. So here four options is there. So which of the statement given above are correct? So read those each and every statement. What we have, all these statements are there in what we have discussed just now. Okay, read it and answer, and drop your answer in comment box. So this is the first MCQs. Now coming to second MCQs. Yeah, here. Yeah, here this is second MCQs. Okay, consider the following statement about secretin and cholecystokinin. Four option. So which of the options correctly identify the true or false statement? So one more and last MCQs here. Yeah, consider the following statement regarding the gastrointestinal hormone. So here also I have provided four multi-statement questions. So read it, which of the statement given above are correct. So this is all about the GIT hormones. So thank you, have a nice day.